It is still July the 30th, and it's before 9 p.m. here at 9:13. And I just need to make sure we have gotten this because we have had our door stalked for the last 72 hours by Monet Walker upstairs and several different family or friend members of hers. I'm not sure, other neighbors. None that know me. Definitely not my friends over here, so it wasn't anything to do with that. But when the young men, and we were going through the peepholes, they kept ringing our bell for like holding it down really hard, and then we saw the one kid reach down to something to the right of the door, laugh, and both of them then ran upstairs, and we heard the door slam. And that's because this is what they did. They completely took this out. And so all we have now is a very hot light. The regional center was here today. Chris, the owner of the ABA services for Jared, ouch. This is super, super hot. This is like blazing hot. Ow. Anyway, so he put it in like this just to kind of keep it in the wall. So you know what, Vanessa, if I tried to get this, I tried to get to you for 3 weeks now. I've tried to let you know this thing was escalating with them, and I thought it was going to become a problem. And sure as shit, here we go. They've damaged your doorbell like they damaged my patio. And I don't know what that's going to cost, but I need my doorbell fixed. And they stalked our apartment, and some strange people assaulted me at 9 o'clock Saturday night with papers that weren't even addressed to us. They had the wrong names, and her case was continued on until Jared's regional center can come in and show all the effort we have made to comply and to keep with the meeting we had with Wendy that Aubrey took notes for, and the fact that she has not complied. So, you know, we have all the documentation we've sent to the office in an effort to, you know, help alleviate this sort of thing. I explained to you in my last correspondence that I felt this was escalating and it didn't need to. We needed your involvement, and you refused. So, and you've still refusing. So I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. I asked you for your corporate number, and you completely ignored that. You said you would send the email to your supervisor, but would not give me her number. You wouldn't provide it. So I didn't get it. I'll find it, and I'll send this email to her or him, and hopefully somebody will take notice of what's going on here, because there are doctors and social workers and therapists and all kinds of people of a legal nature from social services in this unit listening to some unthinkable things. And today, Monet came home at around 2:45, and right as Jenny walked through the door, who is a social worker, Monet began pounding with her feet on the floor. There were no kids with her. She just began pounding because she didn't get her way in court today. And it was out of Jared's therapist's words, she said, this is intentional. And I used that word in my last letter. So I'll ask you to revisit the correspondence and our file in full. And I'll ask again for the phone number for your supervisor, as I am entitled to it, and her name. So I'll look forward to a call back from you. And this is the only way you're going to hear from us moving forward, because we otherwise can't prove anything. We've provided videos. We've called to invite you, but you don't answer the phone. We've emailed you to meet up with you. You don't respond. You just reject us at the front door and then pretend I said something I didn't say. So I appreciate your apology for that, by the way, period. That was so important. Just period.com. That was so important. We don't hit ceilings. That's not what I do. And that's not what I recommend any of my residents ever do. So hopefully all of us that have been in this industry for, I don't know how long you have, but I'm in my fourth decade of it. So all I would ask is that we all use our very, very receptive minds and hearts and values and principles and morals and make this what it is. It's unreasonable noise through the day. She's trying to flip the script and see if she can't get something over on us first. That isn't going to happen. Our evidence is very, very strong. Our paper trail is very, very accurate. And we have been very on point in trying to resolve this now for several months with your office. And I'm sorry you don't see any of this the way that Wendy did. But then again, as I suggested, that would call for another meeting, whereas we could reset boundaries and reset rules. What I will be asking for with the court, as well as all of Jared's team, will be some sort of mediation here, whereas we put something in writing that everybody signs and agrees to, and it will become hopefully part of our lease, because we have a good legal team on this side. So that's where our hearts and our heads are. We just want peace and quiet, and we don't mind noise throughout the day off and on, but ongoing noise that never lets up isn't reasonable. And having people stalk me at my door as a CPTSD trauma patient is unacceptable. And I won't go through that ever again. I've already dealt with your neighbors across the way who had a violent episode at our door, and where she was bleeding, and we had to call the police for them and their kids. And we've just been kind of bombarded with it. So, you know, don't point the finger at us, please, because we're kind of tired of that. We would like to see you be proactive in dealing with this resident up here who, for whatever reason, has been empowered to agitate the child to run down the hall now, to seek him. In our videos, you can hear people prompting him to do the running, and it's obscene. It's disrespectful, and it goes outside the parameters of the lease. We are allowed peaceful and quiet enjoyment of the premises between the hours after 8 a.m. and before 10 p.m. A reasonable amount of noise is just that, reasonable. I've been in this industry too long to be questioned as what is reasonable and what isn't, when all I've done is listen to noise inside apartments my entire career. So I would ask you to please revisit this entire file and hers. And considering the fact that we've had drugs drop down to our patio, glass bird feeders that almost broke your door out, where your maintenance team had to come clean everything up, and not to mention the ongoing traffic, which we are reporting to health services, because she should not be running a spa up there. She should not be doing eyelashes and, you know, aesthetics up there when it's not a spa. It's an apartment. And you guys seem to want to brush over the fact that she's running a business up there and there's a bed bug issue, when we have learned all those things to be true. And it does invade our space, because you got to come in here and seek things out. And the guy never even looked at our mattresses. He never did that. The only thing he did was shined his light behind the bottom of the walls. That was it. So, you know, not a thorough bug inspection either. And this is only going to you because I am too disabled to try to type this stuff out. And it goes on too long. So I want you to hear my voice, and I want you to hear it in real time. And I want you to appreciate that right now I'm being bit. Oh my God, it's so bad, dude. By a freaking bug right now on my breast. Nice. Nice. Great. Yep. They wake us up. They wake us up. Dude, right? Look at your freaking... And look how it bit me. Nice, right? Really? All they did was put a piece of glue at the front door and the back door. They didn't treat the kitchen. They didn't treat the bathroom. They didn't treat a bedroom, a closet, a hallway, nothing. And we prepared and put our whole day aside, just as we did those 2 Tuesdays for you, Vanessa. And with all due respect, I know the job that you're doing. So I can have empathy for you guys, but I also understand when it's just not okay. And what you've done is just not okay. To just blow some residents off, make appointments, and then just cancel them right at the appointment time is unacceptable. And then to not follow up at all. And I get this feeling that you've been aware of this woman's attempt to try to serve us for harassment, when you know darn well we're not talking to her. I haven't seen her face since Easter. So to say I'm harassing this woman is absolutely obscene. And that's why they continued it, because they know there's more. And we talked on the phone in the courtroom today. So they're not taking her information at all alone on its own. They're going to let us come in and present our evidence, which is the evidence you have refused so far to look at. So I don't know how this is going to work, and I don't know where it's going to go. I hope it works out for everybody. All we want to do is live in here, put some more pictures up, have a nice living environment. We love our home. We love our other neighbors, and they love us. We do really good with them and their kids. I have brought so many gifts up to this woman. I don't even know how she could possibly say I've harassed her. She's not returning any of the beautiful gifts she's gotten. So, and the holidays we've spent on her, so, and her kids. So, I'm done being, Mary Sunshine in this. I have to put a boundary down. I can't have people stalking me at my door when I have CPTSD. I can't have that. That's a very, very bad thing for me. So, and Jared we can't agree to the last thing Wendy did, because now we've got people up there who are answering the door that aren't on the lease. So we don't have an obligation to them any more than you do. You wouldn't talk to them. I'm not talking to them. We're not going up there because they let Jared have it. So the agreement didn't work is bottom line. We went in there. We all sat down and had an agreement. Aubrey was taking the minutes of the meeting. We all agreed to something, and she is the only one that did not live up to this agreement. And Aubrey didn't bother to really take the opportunity and remind her that when she had the opportunity during Memorial Day, when she knew she had a party, and she didn't come and tell us she was having extra people. And that was the window of opportunity to remind her, but that falls outside the agreement you all agreed to in the office when we all met with Wendy. So if there's not that follow-up, as we both know as managers, then, it falls to the wayside, and we don't get the productivity and we don't get the results that we all hope for. So I am still right here with Jared. We are still looking to mediate this thing with her. There's something else going on. I don't know. Again, drugs on my patio, not a good sign. But we didn't start this. We just moved in and the noise came down. And her reasoning was from the beginning, she had noise above her. And oh well. That was what she said. They won't help her. None of manager will help her. So, good luck with that. This is what we got from her and why I called the meeting with Wendy and Monet and Jared. So we could all sit there and talk about it. So that's all I have to say. This is my video recording of my email dated 7/30/2018 at 9:11 p.m. in the evening is when I'm going to be sending it. So we can look back at the clock. And this is acceptable as documentation. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. It's been almost 13 minutes of it, but we appreciate it. And this is our water, and these are pictures still waiting to be hung. All of that. It's just photographs waiting to be hung. And there's some more there. We know where we want them. We just can't put them up because it just doesn't feel like home yet. And I really appreciate you apologizing for putting those words in my mouth, but I really was looking for an apology for you canceling 2 meetings that you made with us right as we showed up, and then being completely unavailable at all. That's what we were looking for. So I should clarify that. God bless you guys. I hope this all works out for all of us, because we don't ever want to leave here. We love it here, outside of this woman upstairs.